So obviously you clicked on this video because you want to know about the story about me getting jumped. That's the title of the video. So we ain't gonna really, waste too much time. We gonna get into it. So at the time, like I said, I'm living in Brooklyn. I'm not living in Harlem right now. I stay in Harlem. So if you from New York, you know it's different boroughs in the city. So you got Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx, etc., Staten Island, whatever. So I'm living in Brooklyn, and I'm like probably like 14. Nah, I'm capping. I'm probably like 16, 17, you feel me, at the time, around there. Probably a little younger, but anyway, I'm living in the Flatbush area, and, during the summertime, usually, the usual thing for youngins to do, you feel me, is to, go pick up your peoples or whatever and go to the park. So that's what I did. This day, we not talking about the day that so, this park that we talking about, I'm gonna have a picture of it somewhere, but this park that we talking about, like I said, I'm going to this park with my peoples, and I'm not really familiar with the park at all. I'm just going there because my boy, like I said, he introduced me to the park, and we live in the same area, so it's like, for me, like, he showed me to the joint or whatever, so I'm like, whatever. It's not necessarily in the same area where I live, but yeah. But boom, so I go to the park. Every day when I'm with my boy, we going to the park. It's a regular day, you feel me? Like, we playing football, we playing basketball, we chilling, doing whatever, and you feel me? Nothing else for youngin' to do, you feel me? Wasn't doing much at the time, so boom. Fast forward, it was a day where I wasn't, so I should say it's a day where I was going to the park, but this day I didn't have my boy going to the park with me, so it would, like, with me doing that, it was kind of like, I kind of had the little vibe, like, yo, don't go, bro, like, you know how you get that vibe, like something tell you not to do something, like, and I was just getting that vibe, you feel me, but really wasn't trying to, like, I don't know, I really wasn't hearing that shit though, like, I don't know. I just said, fuck you, for me, ain't nothing gonna happen, whatever, I'm doing my thing. Cause my boy wasn't going that day, so I said, fuck it. So I went dolo, got on my bike, you feel me, started riding, doing whatever, got to the park, and leading up to me going to the park, you feel me, like, it's like a regular day, you feel me, like, we doing regular shit, you feel me, like, I'm going to the park, I'm playing basketball, I'm playing football, and at the time, me going to the park, like, I kind of met one person there that played rugby, and he was kind of like introducing me to it because, like, at the time I was like playing football, so he showing me that and showing me like the correlation or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm learning this and that, someone's a cool dude. So, like I said, this day I ain't going with my boy. So I wound up going to the park, doing whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, like, me moving back then, how I'm moving, like how I was moving, like, it really wasn't like how I should have been moving. Like, me thinking about that shit, like, you feel me, like, I wasn't moving like like, you supposed to be street smart and book smart, they say, right? But I wasn't really moving street smart. Feel me? I'm coming to a whole nother neighborhood, a whole nother park around people I don't know, and I got nobody else to back me up, and I'm not even familiar with the area like that. So just little key things that you pick up, you feel me, living in, you learn not to do certain things. So boom, fast forward, I go to the park, you feel me, like a regular day, you feel me, I'm doing my shit, you feel me, I'm about to leave, you feel me, I'm playing rugby with my boy, and we about to leave, you feel me, like, we walking out together and shit, so we, dolo. And like I said, the park that I'm talking about, you feel me, like, So when you come out, it's like when you in the park, it's like a big field, like a soccer field, and then you got like a whole strip, like a pavement strip where you could like walk from one end to the next, and it's like another exit on the other side or whatever. So for me, pay attention to that. That's important. So we walking and shit. So we come out the field, we start walking and shit. Like I said, it was I didn't even say this part, but like, you feel me? Like days before this shit even happened, bro. Like I said, it was dudes that, you feel me? Like I was kind of chilling around, you feel me? Like getting comfortable type shit. Like, and I wasn't really aware, like, yo, like my surroundings. Like I wasn't playing the situation now, and I'm like, yo, da da da. You feel me? Like, so boom, doing my thing. You feel me? I'm walking out with my boy and shit, you know, whatever. I wound up going to like damn near. I wound up going to the. So what happened? Boom! I started walking out, and my boy right there on the right side. So we walking, and it's a group. You feel me? Like on a head, and we walking towards a group. You feel me? So we can, you feel me, do whatever. So I'm walking out. You feel me? And the group know my boy. You feel me? Like he not my boy like that, but they know my boy. You feel me? So the group wound up coming to talk to Son, and they talking da 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 da. So I stopped with him. You feel me? Da da. Mind you, it's like 5 people. It's like 2 groups, and it's like 6 people in each group. And one of the groups got like I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I remember, probably like 8 people, bro, 8 or 9 people. Then the other group had like 5, 6 people. So the group of 5 people came talk to him, this and that. Then the group of 8 came over to walk. So you feel me? I'm not thinking nothing of, you feel me? I ain't never really been in a situation like this and shit. So you feel me? I'm whatever. And you feel me? Like, you ever seen on Animal Planet when like a bunch of wolves or whatever, like, you feel me? They surround the prey and shit. That's basically what was going on. So I'm like, yo, like, I'm wondering why, like, everybody getting around me and shit. Like, they get around us both, you feel me? But mainly, like, you know, the energy is on me type shit. Like, you can feel that shit. So I'm just like, I'm not even knowing, like, you feel me, motherfuckers? I'm seeing this shit, but I'm not even, like, people surrounding me and shit. All I remember is, like, a whole bunch of talking and shit. One of the dudes came up. Like I said, I wasn't even ready for this shit, son. Oh, my shit one of the people wanna come up and was like, yo. And this shit happened mad quick, so I wasn't even ready for him to, like I was kind of caught off guard when he said this shit. So he's like, yo, what you got on you? I'm like, what? I'm kind of caught off guard. Like he said, cause there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of commotion going on. I'm like, what? You feel me? I'm thinking the nigga, you feel me? I didn't even know. I'm like, what? So all I remember, bro, son, the dude, one of his mans, not the dude that said something, but one of his mans came from sideways. Like, you know how somebody come from sideways and just came and clocked my shit. I seen the fist coming too. Like, I seen the shit coming in slow motion. You feel me? I couldn't move. You feel me? I just seen this shit. I was like, you feel me? I ain't feel nothing. You feel me? But you know when you get hit, like anybody get hit in the face, you feel me? Like you feel a flash. Like I seen a flash. You feel me? So then I start getting prepared and I start going and shit. But it's like everybody start coming rushing me and shit. And it's like I'm just like fighting back, trying to do my thing, this and that. And then the whole time, like one of the dudes tried to take the bag off my back and shit. And I had one of my boys beats inside the bag that I borrowed and shit. So you feel me? Whole time, like I ain't even mentioned this in the story. So even before this shit, like when I was sitting down on the bench, you feel me? Like I ain't even peeped, like I peeped this shit, but I really wasn't. I'm like, yo, nah, the niggas ain't trying to, but like, I felt like somebody was trying to go in my bag when I was inside, like when I was sitting on the bench, you feel me? Like I'm like I'm not like paying attention like that, but I'm like, you feel me? And then I felt somebody move quick. I played it off, da da da. I'm like, you feel me? Like, nah, niggas ain't trying to do that shit. Like, you feel me? Like, niggas ain't doing that. So like I said, fast forward, we in the jumping scene or whatever. You feel me? They all trying to come at me and shit. One of the dudes damn near slammed me, but he ain't really slammed me. Like, he picked me up and he slammed me, but I landed on my side, and I'm like, I got up quick. And like I said, I'm trying to fend myself forward, but it's like everybody's coming at me. So as soon as I get a little open, I start booking. And mind you, like I said, it's like an opening throughout this whole shit. So it's like, yo, it's a whole, you feel me, strip the way you can. So I'm like, yo, you know, say whatever, bro. But I'm like, yo, can't fight all these niggas. I'm booking. Going, run. You feel me? I get out the park. Well, I ain't gonna lie, like I get close to the shit. You feel me? They start chasing me and shit. So I'm like, yo, like my adrenaline pumping though. So I'm like not even, you feel me? Like thinking like, oh, niggas gonna, you feel me? My adrenaline running, like, you feel me? So I'm running. So I get to the end of the park, you feel me? Like I'm like catching my breath, check myself off and shit. I'm like, yo, if I'm good, bro, like trying to see if I'm Gucci and shit. You feel me? Like I felt like I ain't gonna lie, my jaw was kind of like, you feel me, hurting and shit. Cause like that first punch, I wasn't tensed up or nothing. You feel me? So like when I got hit, you feel me, like son kind of like fractured my shit. You feel me, like or so we gonna get to that part. You feel me? But I had called my brother and shit once I got, you feel me, to a location. I'm like, alright, you feel me? Call my brother and shit. I'm like, yo, bro, da 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 da, like, yo, I gotta jump, you feel me, settle. He like, yo, da da da, like, yo, word, where you at? I'm like, yo, I'm just leaving the pizza shop and shit, getting tissue, wiping my face and shit, spitting up blood. I'm about to sit right here by the gas station, just sit on, wait for you, bro. He like, alright, bet. So he pull up on me and shit, da da da, pick me up. Then we go back to the park, you feel me? Try to see if motherfuckers still there, you know, whatever. So we go back, I'm all fucked up, da 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 da. He get out the car and shit, so we can see, like, you feel me, who in the park, whatever, da da da. Like, mind you, there's nobody that was in the same situation, was in, like, in the park or whatever. So it's a whole bunch of females and shit. So he like, yo, da da, yo, my brother got, like, yo, who, like, you feel me, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to see him, like, yo, I don't see nobody, but like, he like, yo, da da da. So you know the people, they ain't gonna really say nothing, you feel me? So I'm like, alright, whatever. So I go back home, you know, like regular shit, you feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, like, shit was, I felt like my pride a little bit, bro, like during that, cause like I said, like, you go through certain shit, like, you feel me, like, you usually don't really, like, I usually ain't really had no issue, like, you feel me, not no fight, like, you know what I mean? But motherfuckers jump you and shit, you kind of feel some type of way, like, damn, like, I went out like that, bro, like, damn, like, you feel me, like, you kind of feel some type of way, like, damn. Especially if bitches there, so it's like, you feel me, like, damn. You feel me? But I still do my thing, but it's like, yo, bro, like, you feel me, like, shit happens, you feel me, like, you take your L's and shit happens, you feel me? I felt like, you feel me, like, if motherfuckers trying to get me one-on-one, you feel me, I probably could have did something, you feel me, but they wasn't trying to see that, so, for me, that's how that happened, so, yeah, so, I had to get my shit wide and shit, bro, like, had braces at the time, I had to get my shit wired through the braces, bro, like, it was crazy, bro, like, my shit was crazy, like, I had to get my shit wired through, bro, like, oh, man. So yeah, bro, like, with that being said, bro, like, you feel me, stay safe, bro, like, shit can happen to anybody, you feel me, toughest soldier, anything, you feel me, you just gotta be mindful who you around, you feel me, what you doing, who around you, all that shit, cause shit can happen, bro, or like, I was so worried about the situation when that shit happened, I thought my son set me up, I'm like, yo, I had texted the nigga the next day. He like, cause the nigga texted me during the day. He like, yo, you good, bro? Da da. I said, yo, that was fucked up, bro. Da da. Cause you knew the people. Like I said, he live in the same area. You feel me? Like, where the park is at, so he knew everybody. I'm like, yo, da da da, bro. Like I was kind of tight that the nigga ain't do nothing for me. The nigga ain't fight back, nothing. You feel me? He ain't do nothing. He just sit there and watch me get packed up. So I felt like something had something to do with it. But then again, like I came to the realization, like, you know, he didn't. But then again, like, you know, put yourself in, you know, I guess in his shoes and shit. The nigga, he, you know, you around a bunch of, you know, you around a bunch of goons and motherfuckers don't know the nigga that you around and shit. So they feel like, yo, like, nah, I know you, da da, but I don't know son. You feel me? Like, so they was gonna, you feel me? So me being me, you feel me, I would have put the word in so motherfuckers would have never touched, you feel me, somebody I fuck with, you feel me, but son ain't really like, I guess, street oriented or whatever, so that word wasn't really, you feel me, his name ain't really hold no weight, you feel me, so yeah, so shit happens though, man, you feel me, Gucci, fucking, you know, I learned from that situation, you feel me, you just gotta be mindful, bro, like, you can't go in certain areas without, you feel me, like, of course, protection, you feel me, you can't go in certain areas, you know, not knowing certain people, don't put yourself in certain places where you know, you feel me, like, bro, like, just don't do certain things, bro, like, don't walk in fire if you know you gonna get burned, bro, you trying to look cool, bro, like, I mean, like I said, some shit is bound to happen, bro. You just gonna be bound to happen, but you feel me? Like, always stay prepared, but don't be looking for trouble, bro. Is what I'm saying. You feel me? So that's my end of the story and shit. I ain't gonna try to make it too long. You feel me? If you like this shit, hit comment, subscribe. You feel me? All that shit. Follow me. Yeah, we got some more stories and shit. You feel me? Something different. Yeah, we out.